Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Judith Patterson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Texas, and today I'm going to show you a paper pumpkin alternate project. I am using I believe it's the Hugs and Kisses paper pumpkin kit from January of 2022, and what I'm going to be doing is altering the envelope and then making just a small 3-inch card to go with it. So let me go ahead and flip my camera around. I have my trusty paper trimmer here. Can't survive in the paper crafting world without this. I can't anyway. So I just have one of the envelopes that comes in the kit. And I love these envelopes because they almost always, not always, but often have a patterned inside. So a lot of times what I'll do is cut the very edges of this off and on both sides, here and here, and I'll unfold it and I'll use this part as DSP. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it 1 inch from each side and 1 inch up from the bottom. I'm going to turn it this way. So you can see on this paper trimmer, it has measurements going this way, and then it also has measurements going this way up to almost 1.5 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the top part. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not cutting the top part. I'm going to use my paper snips now. And I'm going to cut off where the scoring lines are right here. So I'm going to cut here. And then I'm going to cut this way. I'm going to do the same thing here. Then I'm going to take it, and this time I'm going to score right here. I'm not measuring this. I'm just scoring right above this line. What I'm trying to do is fold this down so that the adhesive is on this flap in the back, and then I'll fold it again and I'll glue this down this way, and I won't have to use any glue or anything. I can just use the adhesive that's here. So I'm going to go ahead and bend all of this at the scoring lines. Pushed down a little hard there, it looks like, but it'll be okay. All right, so I'm pushing all of that down. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. And I'm gonna make, so I learned this trick. I learned this trick when I was shipping things. You can use this on one of those envelopes from the post office. The like letter size envelopes, or one of the smaller envelopes that are made from like cardboard. You can fold them like this, score it and fold it, and then you can fit more inside and ship it that way. Go. Then I'm going to use a glue. I'm going to go ahead and put this down and kind of straighten that corner out, so I'm going to go a little wonky on me. Then I'm going to take a glue dot and put a glue dot on each of those flaps on the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to take my water painter I'm going to go ahead and get this flap, the sticky part sticky. Make sure you rinse your water painter after you do that so it doesn't get all gummed up and stuck. Okay, so now we have just a little like gift package. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this faux linen real red ribbon through the back, and I'm starting on the right side and threading it towards the left. Wrap that around. And tie my bow. This is a little awkward, I'm not gonna lie. Part of it's just tying bows on camera is a little awkward, but part of it is this floppy box. It's a little awkward to tie a bow around, but nothing too terrible. Didn't take too long. Just gonna poof that up. Make sure it's looking good, and then I'm just gonna trim off the ends. Okay, then my next step is to take a piece of Pool Party cardstock. I'm just using a scrap that I had lying around. Putting on plates 1 and 2 on my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then I'm going to use, from the Sweethearts dies, I'm going to use this tag piece right here. Okay, so now I have that little tag. And then from the add-on kit for the January 2022 paper pumpkin, I have this heart. And that is to go on this little box. And then I also have this gold metallic twine that came from the add-on kit as well. Okay, so the color that came in this kit is gray granite. So I'm going to use the gray granite stamping pad and the For You little stamp that came in the kit. I'm just gently tapping it on the ink. I don't want to press too hard. Then I'm going to stamp that For You across this heart. And then up here, this part, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but this little circle, you can punch it out to thread it through something, or I'm going to leave it on. And then these are the little sequins that have adhesive on the back already. So I'm going to use one of those, and I'm just going to cover that heart up. Or not heart, but that hole. There we go, and that'll hold that in place. Then I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to go ahead and attach this heart to that little tag. And again, I put my dimensional over where that hole would go just to reinforce it a little bit more, and because it's the perfect place for dimensional. Okay, so I'm just going to put that at a little angle, and then I'm going to use the twine. And I'm going to thread it through here, and then I'm going to thread it behind the knot on this bow. I'll turn it so you can see what I'm doing, hopefully. I'm just going to tie a little knot at the top of it. I'm going to double knot it. There's one. There's two. Then I'm just going to trim off the ends, leave a little bit there so it doesn't come untied. And then I'm going to get another glue dot. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. Got it stuck to myself. I'm going to use this glue dot right here behind this knot on this bow. to hold it in place. I'm going to make sure it's lowered back down where I want it. There we go, and that'll keep that bow from untying too. Keeps everything where I want it and keeps the bow from untying. And so then there is what the little package looks like. And then you could put cookies, chocolates. I have some chocolates in this wrapped up in just tissue paper, and then I've got another bow tied at the top. But whatever gift that you're giving, you could wrap it in this. And you could use other envelopes from other kits for other themes. And then I also wanted to make a little gift card to go with this, but I didn't think it needed a full-size card. So this is a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock to match the little gift container. And then I'm going to use this square stitched with Whimsy die to just emboss the front of the card a little bit. So these dies, they do not cut. They only, well, I guess they kind of cut. They cut little stitched holes, but they don't cut a square. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to line that up right there. Doesn't have to be super perfect. I want it somewhat centered. Okay, so now you can see it's cut just like little bitty dots out, but it didn't cut a shape. It just cut like the stitching detail. There we go. Okay, so I'm folding that in half. And then on the front, I have a 2" by 2" square of paper, and I'm going to use the 2 hearts that came inside this kit. I'm going to use the real red ink to cut, or not to cut, to stamp the outline. And then I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo to stamp the inside. And since these stamps and blocks are clear, I can stamp right inside fairly easily. There we go. So then I'm going to take those sequins again, and I'm going to place one right here on the heart. Okay, so to finish this piece off, I'm going to put a glue dot right here on this ribbon. There we go. And then put another glue dot on the other end of the ribbon. And I'm letting the glue dots kind of hang off a little bit so that I can then attach the twine to it as well. I'm just going to wrap a little piece of twine, sticking it right here on this glue dot, making sure it's on there good. I'm just going to wrap it around and stick it to this other glue dot. Whoa. Okay, so that one needs another glue dot. I didn't leave enough showing. There we go. Now it's good and stuck. Okay, so now what I want to do is go ahead and tie a bow. And I'm going to use a dimensional to attach this bow, just because I think it's going to be easier. Or not, I'm not going to use a dimensional. I'm going to use a glue dot to attach this bow. So what I've done is I have a little piece of glue dot that I've cut in half. So I'm just going to put that on the back of this ribbon, this little bow, and I'm going to use that to attach it right here to this little piece. Then I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this to attach it to the front of the card. I'm going to add just a smidge. There we go. And then for the inside, okay, so for the inside, I'm using this tiny little heart with an arrow through it. And I'm going to stamp it with real red. And this is on a piece of 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches, basic white cardstock. And then I also have the little 3" by 3" basic white envelopes. So I'm going to flip an envelope over and stamp this same heart with the arrow right here on the flap. I'm just using my liquid glue to attach this to the inside of the card. There you have it, decorated envelope with a decorated package for Valentine's Day, a wedding gift, whatever you think it needs to be. And there you go. This little card can tuck right inside here to present the gift. There you go. I hope that you like this different idea for Paper Pumpkin and for these fun envelopes that come inside it. Let me know if you have any stamping questions. I'm going to leave my link in the bottom to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin if you're interested in that. And I do have a monthly Zoom class that I do for anybody who purchases a kit from me during that month. So if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin by February 10th, which is coming up quick, it's just in a few days, then you'll be able to come to my March class. So thanks again for watching, and happy stamping.